So, as a lot of you may or may not know by now, Shakur Stevenson versus Floyd Schofield Jr. has officially been canceled. But don't worry, the day has been saved as far as the fight date goes. You know, in comes Josh Padley.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that? You know damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that?
Now, I realize a lot of you may not know him or be familiar with the young man, but I'm here to give you a brief little background on him and address the situation on how we got here.
If I tell you I'm good, probably you will say I'm boasting. If I tell you I'm no good, you know one line.
Yo, what's good, Boxing Talk family? It's your boy, Dr. Boxing Talk, back for another YouTube video. Finger man, yes sir, yes ma'am. I know what time it is. The doctor's in the house, man, so check this out. To much of our dismay, you know, Floyd Schofield has officially pulled out of the fight. Well, to be fair, the BBBFC, the British Boxing Board of Control, has taken him out the fight. They removed him out the fight, citing an illness, you know, since he arrived in Riyadh. Now, of course, this is very disappointing, you know, that the young man has been removed from the fight against Shakur Stevenson because he was taking on a big challenge that he volunteered for, right? To take on the challenge of, you know, dethroning the champion, Shakur Stevenson. So a lot of us were like, dang, man, this is a good fight, you know, because we acknowledge the risk that he's taking, but we also want to applaud, you know, the amount of guts it takes to take on a champion who is pretty much avoided by a lot of people, right? Nobody wants to fight him. Ask Lomachenko, ask Zepeda, ask Pitbull Cruz, and so many others, you know what I'm saying? And so we want to see these fights happen, but at the same time, it has to make sense, right? And right now, it just doesn't make sense with under the certain circumstances, you know, with the guy being ill. But I will have to say, you know, we cannot ignore the fact that Shakur Stevenson called this. He said that he thought Kid Austin would pull out. He said that a while ago, right? Even before Floyd didn't make it to the press conference in London. Yeah. Even before all these situations and allegations of poisoning. Yeah. You know, so it does look very suspicious because the way he's been talking, the way he's been having these accusations about Shakur, other people sabotaging his training camp, from his passport to his domestic issues with his father, to his tire being punctured. Bullshit! Bullshit! Bullshit, 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 bullshit. And now this. So you're not wrong to be suspicious of this. However, I do want to say, just take a step back and realize that this young man's health and safety should be prioritized, right? Like, it does look a little fishy, but if the father or anybody else wants to go to the extent of posting a fake video of you in the hospital, well, that's on you, bro. If you want to play like that, I don't play like that. The fragility of life, excuse me, is real, and I don't think it should be something to be played with, you know what I'm saying, or talked about whimsically. So if he wants to play like that, that's on him. If he wants to say, oh, we fooled you, that's on him. But if he's really in the hospital and legitimately sick, like the BBBFC is saying, then I have to give my prayers and extend my well wishes for him. However, I will say this:
it's about to go down.
If you're lying about these situations and you're really ducking,
nigga, you's a bitch.
If you're lying and snitching on Shakur about potentially sabotaging your fight,
nigga, you's a bitch.
And if you really accept this fight with no real intention to actually fight,
nigga, you's a bitch.
And that's just what it is. But we're going to reserve judgment and we're going to withhold to see when the full story comes out, man. I just hope that he's not bull jiving, but I do hope that he recovers from this illness if it is legitimate, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, it does seem a little far-fetched on both ends. It's like, dang, would you go to this extent to have the BBB of C come out and vouch for you and pull you out the fight? Would you go to this extent to make all these excuses as not to fight? Well, if you look at his history, especially with Floyd Schofield Sr., you know, Shakur Stevenson's manager had to come out, Josh Dubin, and say, hey, man, you keep on lying on my fighter, we will file a defamation lawsuit against you. And it makes sense because you are jeopardizing Shakur's integrity, and people will believe that Shakur is over here sending his masseuse, his massage therapist, to go and poison you with some cream.
No, did he? Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Come on, man, what are we doing? So Floyd Schofield Sr. is not making this easier on him or his son by the way he's been acting, you know, so he has to take some responsibility with that. But if he's legitimately sick, man, like I said, I want to wish him the best. Yeah. But let's move on to Josh Padley, you know, the guy who came in to save the day, right? He's 15-0, relatively unknown fighter, and he had his best win, his signature win against Mark Thunder Chamberlain. You know, why is that significant? Because if it wasn't for Josh Padley, who's undefeated, derailing Mark Thunder Chamberlain's plan, who was undefeated, we could have a different champion at 135 and not be Keyshawn. It could be one of two things. It could either be Denise Berinchyk or Mark Thunder Chamberlain. You say, why you say that, Doc? Well, I say that because it's been well documented, if you paid attention, that Mark Thunder Chamberlain, if he would have beat Paddy, his next opponent would have been Denise Berinchyk for the title at 135. The same Denise Berinchyk that Keyshawn Davis just dethroned. So, you know, if Mark Thunder Chamberlain would have beat Berinchyk, he could be a title holder right now. Or if Denise Berinchyk would have beat Thunder Chamberlain, that he would still be a title holder right now. So, you know, all these things kind of go hand in hand, man. Boxing is just, you know, it moves with fluidity and things change suddenly, you know. But Josh Padley is responsible in a way for Keyshawn Davis being the champion right now. Number one is who's responsible is Keyshawn Davis. Shout out to him and his success, and Bomac, you know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that Mark Thunder Chamberlain was in line to go through the pipeline to be a champion between Top Rank and Queensberry. You know that they often work together, and Mark Thunder Chamberlain was up next to fight Denise Berinchyk, not Keyshawn Davis. So that is what it is, and it's thanks to Josh Padley. So he is a formidable fighter. He is a fighter that, while he may not be known, his profile is not big, his renown is not well established, but he is a fighter that is known for an upset. So is it that wild to think that he could upset Shakur Stevenson in short notice? Yes, it is. It's very wild. I don't think he's going to upset him.
Got him! Got him!
But my point is that he's not a slouch, you know. So big salute to him for taking this on short notice. And also, too, the man is a full-time electrician. So just like an electrician does, he works with electricity. So don't be surprised if he shocks you with a win. See what I did there? I know it's kind of corny, but you know what I'm saying? Like the but you get it though, you know, shocking electrician. This is right up his alley. So do I think Josh Padley has too much of a chance? No, but big salute to him for taking the fight in late notice in the 11th hour. You know what I'm saying? 4 days notice, and he's fighting a guy like Shakur, who a lot of people don't want to fight. Some people say that Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't want to fight him either. I think he's just waiting for the appropriate time, and I think Tank beat Shakur. But let's be real, Lomachenko didn't want to fight Shakur, Zepeda didn't want to fight Shakur, Moratala didn't want to fight Shakur.
1 hour later,
Isaac Pitbull Cruz didn't want to fight him.
2 hours later,
Teofimo didn't want to fight him, right? Shakur said that he would fight Teofimo. He said Devin Haney didn't want to fight him. You know, he said he'll fight Devin Haney. So many people, plethora of fighters that don't want to fight Shakur, but at the same time, we have to salute the guys who actually do it. We thought that Floyd Kid Austin wanted to, but apparently, you know, he's sick, so we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt, but it does look a little shaky, man. So y'all let me know what y'all think about Josh Padley. Big salute to him for stepping up. This is a major fight, biggest fight of his career, and I think that he could do something, but I don't think he wins, man. I think Shakur wins this pretty handily. Yeah. Don't forget to smack that like button. Most importantly, remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we're nothing, man. The doctor's out. Peace. Big up to Josh Padley, man. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold, we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.